Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Asher, and thank you for joining me for another Steam Shuffle. And this time we're taking a look at Battleborn, which is in open beta as of right now. It's to be released on May 3rd. It is another first-person shooter that is in the lineup of all the ones that are coming out in May right now. And the reason I'm doing each one of these in beta is because I kind of want to give an impression of what each one is, because there's going to be a lot of choices here. So Battleborn is completely different from Doom. It is completely different from Overwatch. The only same part about these games are the fact that they're first-person shooters. So what Battleborn is if you take League of Legends and you mix it with the first-person shooter, you would think that you'd get Smite. No. Smite is not actually really a first-person shooter like Battleborn is. This is, in fact, a straight-up shooter with creeps and turrets and level-ups and items. So it truly is a melding of the two genres. So this one is going to be a little bit more complex than some of the other ones that I've been reviewing here this week. And I wanted to take a quick look at some of the options and the loadouts and things like that before I jump into a game. So Gearbox has done a pretty good job at this in the past when it comes to their options menus, and the Battleborn is no exception to that. Especially their gameplay options menu. I was actually really impressed as to how many things you can tweak. Your aim assist, your iron sight aim assist, weapon aim toggles, your sprint toggles, skill activation styles, damage feedback styles. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can really play around with to kind of customize it to the way you want to do it. And then if we go into look at the video options, they don't disappoint. They never do. They've got pretty much everything that you could ask for. That's comes standard on most games these days. All they have is FXAA, which I was kind of disappointed by. They don't have an option for like SM or anything like that. So for those of you who are not into FXAA, you might want to shut that one off. I have motion blur turned off. The physics effects are on here. You know, pretty much anything you need, they've got it covered in your options menu. Not to disappoint. Fully rebindable keys. You know, this is a AAA release. They and Gearbox know what they're doing when it comes to their options menus. So no complaints from them whatsoever in that regard. So Battleborn does have a campaign mode. I'm not going to be showing that one off. I did play a little bit of it, but I'm going to focus on the multiplayer aspect in this video. But basically, the campaign mode has a co-op option for it as well, which you run through. You have objectives. You kill a bunch of robots. Story is fairly light from what I've played thus far, and there's only 2 episodes available in the beta, so I didn't get very far into it. But it's nice that it's there, and I like the fact that there is a co-op option. That's something that the other 3 are lacking right now. There is no co-op campaign in Doom, and there is no campaign whatsoever in Overwatch. So if you want something to play with your buddies through a story, then Battleborn has you covered there. However, the multiplayer is fairly complex, and I'll get into what I can here in a moment. But before I do, let me show you the command here. This is your characters, and there are, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 characters. Yep, about 25. And you do not get all of them when you first start out. You need to either do a specific challenge, which it tells you when you mouse over them, or you need to get to a specific rank. And that I don't like. If you're going to have a MOBA-esque game, you need to do it one of 2 ways. You have rotations and the ability to purchase your characters with in-game currency, or you give them all at once, akin to Dota. The reason being is you have certain roles you need to fill, and they give you like 5 or 6 to start with, but there are no microtransactions in this, really. It's a full price game, so I don't know why they gated these. I think they should have given them all at once, or at least something to speed this up. I mean, the challenges, some of them are fairly simple, like to unlock him, you win 5 matches as a Peacekeeper character. Well, winning 5 matches can take 3 hours. I mean, these games can, well, about 3 hours. So they can run up to 30 minutes long. I mean, these games are not short games. I'm not going to cover an entire multiplayer game in this video unless it goes really quick and we just win or lose horribly, because they take a long time. This is not a game that you can jump in and do a few matches and jump out. You need to be committed and have nearly an hour to actually play through one of these. Maybe not quite an hour, but I mean, you get the idea. In Overwatch, you can jump in and play 2 games or 3 games in the time it takes to do one in Battleborn. So this is your gear selection, your gear loadout, and you take 3 items with you into a match. And similar to any other MOBA, you pick up currency to where you can purchase these items. But the difference is, normally you can also use that currency to build things. So you build turrets, you build a healing, pulsing thing that'll heal you when you're standing next to it. Or you can spend your currency on the 3 items that you bring in with you, because they have that activation cost. So it's really going to be depending on your role, and it's going to be depending on what your team needs. This game is going to have a hell of a meta developed to it if it takes off, which I have no doubt it will, because this is such a sought-after genre that I think people are really going to dig this, except for the fact that it's $60 and it's going up against all the free-to-plays. That might hurt it. It is different, and it does have a campaign with it, so I can see them justifying the full-price $60 release, because it's not just the multiplayer, but the multiplayer is the biggest aspect of this game. So the ones that I'm rolling right now, this one takes $671 to activate, gives me more maximum health, and it increases my healing received after taking health damage. And some of these have negative aspects. I don't have too many items, so it's difficult for me to show them all off. There's one. So this one, I lose 8% of my attack damage, but I get more health, and I have damage reduction for 15 seconds after recovering from CC. So, and there are purples and there are legendary items as well, and the higher you go up the chain, usually they have a drawback of some sort to using them. So they're not, I wouldn't say that having your items is going to make you overpowered if you have the epics and the legendaries, but I'm not deep enough into it to say that for certain, but I believe that's the idea that they're going for, because they have their drawbacks to using them as well. Oh, how do you get more items? I should probably show that. So here are your packs. I still have one to open to show it out, but basically you earn in-game credits, and that's how you get your items. Or you play through the campaign and you can also get items that way. But you spend your credits on your loot packs, and you open these up and they'll have your items in them. So let's open this one up that I have saved here. And there you go. I've got 2 of them. So, and you can choose to sell them, or you can choose to put them in your inventory. You do have an unlimited amount of space, but you could also purchase more space if you need to with credits. So this one increases attack speed, lowers damage. This one increases movement speed and sprint speed after collecting a pickup. So I don't think I really like either one of those, so I'm not going to use them. And you also, your skins and your taunts and everything are available here as well. There's also a ton of titles that you can get. I think like 50, or I have 12 of them unlocked already, and there are 186 titles that you can earn. Some of them are very simple, some of them not so much. Here's your miscellaneous tab where you can purchase bank pages, and you can purchase additional loadouts as well, but you can't buy a lot of this until you're higher level. And that's like these here. I can't buy these loot packs until I'm level 30. So I'm stuck with the commons or just saving money until I would hit that level and then spend it all at once. And the ones that you see named here, there are certain characters who are in specific factions. I don't even know all their names yet. I can't tell you based on their pictures there, but the Battleborn are the red ones. I know that, and the other ones I couldn't tell you. I'd imagine there's some type of backstory for a lot of these guys, but if you look through some of these character models, I know this game is compared a lot to Overwatch. I can tell you gameplay-wise, they're not even close to being the same. Not at all. But based on the character design, I can see where people get that notion that the two games, like they ripped them off or they're similar. Yeah, okay. I can see that. But I can say that the character designs are just, they have a different theme going for them. These are, I would say, much less cartoony. and they just have a more of a variety. I'm not saying Overwatch doesn't have a variety of characters, but they look, how's the best way to say this? They look softer than the characters in Battleborn. Pretty much every one of these characters have guns and knives for fingers and swords floating behind their backs. I mean, they look a little more ferocious than the characters in Overwatch. But contrast to that, I feel like they have less of a personality by their looks. Now, dialogue-wise, these characters are pretty awesome. Each one is very unique, and they are very well voice-acted as well. The voice actors in this, most of them are in countless animes. I was looking up some of the voice actors in this, and there are some that have done 50-plus different animes. However, they have a few that you guys would probably recognize, most notably the Funimation guys. And the Funimation guys are known for Dragon Ball Z. So, for instance, Wrath here is voiced by the same guy who voices Vegeta. I know the guy who voices Krillin is in here. I know the woman who voices Teenage Gohan is in here. And I know Krillin is somewhere in here as well. You also have voice actors from the Borderlands series, because obviously they're the same company, like Orendi here. Orendi is voiced by Tiny Tina. And Lilith is one of the characters as well. Actually, I think Lilith is the same person who voices Teen Gohan. I might have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure she is. So they have definitely a more famous cast when it comes to their voice acting than Overwatch does by far. And they're funny. Overwatch has a nice sense of humor. Battleborn is absolutely hilarious. Some of these characters are just great. The one I've liked the most thus far, and I've tried to try all of the ones available to me right now, is Shane and Aurochs. Shane is possessed by Aurochs, and the banter between the two of them while you're playing is just absolutely fantastic. I'm really digging that quite a bit. But Orendi is absolutely psychotic. Tiny Tina incarnate, more or less. I mean, she likes to kill things, and she's very good at her job, and it makes her happy. If you're looking for something that's more first-person shooter-esque, Oscar Mike's your guy. He has a assault rifle, he has grenades, and he has a cloaking device. I would say that the variety of characters and what they do and how they do it is more than Overwatch, simply because the roles that they fulfill, it's a different type of game. If you're comparing Team Fortress 2 to Dota, obviously they're two completely different games. That's kind of like what this is. If you compare Battleborn and Overwatch, it's like comparing Dota to TF2. So you're going to have more varied abilities, because those types of things wouldn't work very well in TF2. That's the only reason why. It doesn't mean that one's better than the other. It's going to be more your personal preference of game. And I can say this game is a hell of a lot harder than Overwatch. If you don't know what you're doing, the learning curve is going to be much steeper, and even in the open beta right now, the players in this can be god-awful nasty already, and that kind of goes with the territory. Any type of MOBA that you play, most of the time the people that you play with are just going to be straight dicks, and that holds true here as well, so does not surprise me at all. Alright, so I think I've rattled on enough. I think we are going to go into a match, and I'm going to showcase as much as I can, if we can get a game fairly quickly. There are two types currently in this beta. There is your Overgrowth, which is straight up kill their power core before they kill your power core, and the Meltdown is a little bit different. The way Meltdown works is your creeps that go across the field, you want to get them to the other side, because there's a giant talking forge who needs them, like he eats them. So your entire objective is to get as many creeps across the field to the overlords as you can, and stopping the other players in the process. So I thought that's a pretty neat concept, and I do like that game type, I think, more than the other one. It's also 2 lanes, whereas Incursion is 3, I think. You know, one thing that is, I think they've done a good job at it, but it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, is the fact that the MOBA genre has never really been in a 3D environment, save for Smite. But this one is way more intricate. There are a whole lot of paths that you can take. There are caves that you can cut through. I mean, it has a very unique appeal to it, for sure. Alright, so we're going to vote. I don't care which one we do. I'm just trying to show off the gameplay itself, so either one is fine with me. Although, again, though, I do prefer Paradise over Overgrowth, but I've only got a chance to play it once. Most people, from what I can see thus far, they go for Overgrowth. So if you're going into random, just be prepared that that's probably the one you're going to play most often. And Overgrowth it is. Alright. So you can see everyone's levels on the side there. This has just been a weekend beta. And you can see already some level 20s, some level 21s in here. I have about 4, almost 5 hours in, and I'm level 5. So these guys, to get to that point, have probably put 40, 50 hours in the beta alone. That right there tells me that people are enjoying this. Alright, so we've got our hero selection. I'm going to go with Shan and Aurochs. Marquis over to the right there that you can see. He's kind of a sniper. You've got Orendi in the back. She is described as a skirmisher. She has some really good crowd control abilities because she can kind of block them off with a big AoE that she does quite frequently. I have not seen Whiskey Foxtrot yet. He looks like he is going to be similar to just a standard FPS player, and our last guy hasn't picked anyone, and it's really slowing down the process a bit. I do like the taunts. Yeah. That's the one I picked there. So when you do a kill, it gives you the option to taunt them, and it does like a little quick cutscene, and they see you doing it. So that was pretty awesome. I like Battleborn from what I've played for it so far. My thing about it, and I'm kind of excuse me, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but my thing with Battleborn is I have to be in the right mindset. Battleborn is not a game that I'm just going to be able to jump in and play a couple matches for, because it's not that simple. It's when you have something like Call of Duty or Overwatch. I mean, Overwatch has more so than Call of Duty. It has more going for it, but my point is that you can jump in, play a couple of games, just jump out. You've got to be committed for Battleborn. You've got to be ready to get down, because if it's not, with Heroes of the Storm, you have your team levels and everyone kind of levels up together. Not in this. This is your run-of-the-mill MOBA. If you die a lot, then you're going to be feeding the enemy team quite a bit. So let's start out with our first augment. I like the Welcome Committee the most so far. I haven't played with the other one. Disclaimer here, again, I am not the most skilled at MOBAs. I don't have that much experience with them. I understand the basics, but I am by no means a pro. I couldn't tell you build strategies or anything like that. I just play with them. So bear that in mind on any of my talent selections or anything. I'm kind of going with what I've worked with thus far. So what my character does is she is an initiator, she is an initiator. So I have my stealth ability that when I pop out of it, it explodes and does damage, and then I have a grab, like similar to Roadhog or Patches. I grab them and pull them in, and then my ultimate is just a big ass AoE. But I am a melee character, and I'm gonna jump in here and see what we can do. Wow! Can I get her? Nope, I missed. So you'll see my demon guy flies out and tries to grab him there, and immediately you can tell this game is hectic. There is a lot going on and a lot to take in at once. I might die. There we go. I got out of there. Barely. Oh my god. So, similar to Borderlands, you have the recharging shield down there. And that's kind of where you can tell that they're the ones that made this, because it has their humor in it, it has their art style in it, and it has some of their shooter mechanics are ever present here. But everything, mechanically speaking, in the multiplayer, this is not Borderlands. This is something completely, I would almost say, new, because it's the way they have done this, the way they have melded the two genres together, almost feels like this could be a genre in and of its own. Yes, it has the MOBA mechanics into it, but it's just something different. It's something that I've never really played like this before, and I've played Smite as well, and it still feels like Dota. This does not. Get over here. There we go. Caught her. There we go. Did we get her? Did she go down? I think she did. I think we got her. Pretty sure we got her. It's recharged there. All these little red guys, these are your creeps. You can capture bigger ones, just like you can capture a creep base in the other MOBAs. And I can kind of go show you one of them. I don't think I can do it with this guy. I will try. The sword guy is really good at it. The guy who is voiced by I think it's Chris Johnson, who does Vegeta. That guy can take these creep bases all day by himself. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to. So I don't know if this is intended, but I can just kind of run circles around these dudes, and they don't really ever touch me. It's pretty handy. I'm going to grab him real quick, just so I can get the overshield. I'm having a hard time kind of spin circles around him there. Come on. You also have the right click, which is a ranged attack. It throws boomerangs out. Not quite as powerful and very slow. Obvious. Definitely a melee-oriented character. So I can't really show you the first-person shooter aspects while playing this character, but believe me, they're there, and it feels exactly as you would hope a first-person shooter feels. We'll do that one. Alright, so I captured him. He's going to run out, and he's going to do some work for us. I'm also going to activate this one because he takes a while to kill as well. He just costs money. He's also going to go out there and do work for us. Your creeps are going to get devastated if you're not with them. They're pretty easy to take down, especially when you start adding some levels in. I'm going to go try to grab this guy real quick. I see him out here playing with us. Where'd he go? What you doing? Where'd you go? There he is. Come here. Well, I took out his shield, but I didn't do any damage to him. That's unfortunate. The first rule about MOBAs is don't die. So if you focus on that, you'll do fairly well in pretty much any MOBA because you'll simply... There's going to be people that are better than you. So as long as you don't die and make the other team stronger, then you're doing a fairly good job already. This one, it's different because the fact that it is a first-person shooter makes you want to go out there and get in the shit, right? Well, problem is, other first-person shooters, it doesn't really matter so much if you die. You're just giving points to the... she got me. You're just giving points to the other people. And this one, you are directly impacting your ability to win the game. And you're also impacting everyone else's ability to win the game. That's why MOBAs are so toxic. Because if you're bad at it, you're not just affecting your experience. The 4 other people on your team are also going to lose because of you. And that's why people are afraid to play these games. And that's why people get so pissed off when you do poorly. Which I mean, this one in particular, it seemed a little early to be really getting into people's shit and just calling them out. It's a beta, guys. No one knows what they're doing. This is a brand new concept to a lot of people, especially people who are playing it just because of the Borderlands tag, which I could definitely see. I mean, there are people who flock to the Borderlands games in droves. That's what they play. That's what they know. I tried to get her up here. I'm going to chase her down. That's one of their healers. And I got to get out of there. Stealth it up. Boom. Where was I before I almost got killed there? Oh yeah. It's the way people are going off on other players on this was really astounding. If you try it, you're going to have thick skin. You cannot go into any type of MOBA thinking that you're going to... I mean, people are going to talk shit. They're going... And while you're learning, that's one thing I will say about this that they need, drastically need, is a more fleshed out tutorial system. The only thing that teaches you what you're doing is a... what do they call a Megatron thing? Not a Megatron. Jesus. The big-ass TVs in Times Square. One of those. It's in the front of your spawn before the game starts, and it kind of goes through a short little video telling you what to do while you're moving around. That is not enough. This desperately needs a practice mode and a tutorial mode to teach people what they're doing and how to do it, maybe even tailored to your particular role. Because a tank does not play the same as a support. I don't know if that could... again, this is beta, so that could very well be added later. But right now, damn it. Right now it's not in here. And it needs it. And I hope they put one in, because people are going to be going into this not knowing what's going on. They're just going to be running around shooting anything that moves and dying, and then you're going to lose and they're not going to know why. Because this is also going to be on consoles. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the first MOBA-esque game on consoles. So that they don't know these kind of games. Strictly console players do not understand how MOBAs work, and this game does not do a very good job at telling you. I didn't even know it was a MOBA before I went into this. I had no idea. I knew it was different than Overwatch, but I had done very little research on Battleborn before I got it. I was very surprised when I jumped in. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. Because I was expecting Overwatch. And I think most people are going to be expecting Overwatch. Don't. It's not. It couldn't be further from Overwatch. And they're not even the same genre of game. We're not doing too great here right now. Got a lot of money though. Let's see if I can turn on some gear. Let's get more health. Close out of that. And power up that turret. Alright, so that turret there, I just leveled it up. I used my charge to do so. I'm getting sniped. And I got my other sniper here. Let's see if I can... There we go. Come here. Yeah. Get him. Yeah, got him. Alright. I'm going to get out of there. Oh, that's a big guy. Let me level up here real quick. E. There we go. Increase shield recharge rate. So there's a lot of talents that are going into this as well. If I can pull that up again. This is how far down this goes. I mean, that's a lot of choices to be making. And people who don't know what they're doing, man, they're not going to know what to choose. They're just going to be like, oh, that sounds alright. That's basically the same thing I'm doing. There needs to be some kind, even if it's, there'll probably be one that's community driven, but they need something in game saying, if you're trying to do this, this talent helps with that. If you want to do for this role, then you should probably take this talent. This is a lot to take in. I don't think I'm underestimating, especially console gamers in that. This is not an easy game. This has a lot of complex systems that are working in it. Hey, I killed her too, leveled up again. And people need to be prepared for that. Because a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be like Overwatch. Well, I'm going to try that one. Nope. Not at all. Get back here. Oh, I missed him. Oh, we got him anyways. The people like Oscar Mike, I tried him. I didn't care for him. Simply because I didn't feel like I was doing enough damage with him. Like, it was really difficult to actually get kills on him. Take that. That talent makes it to where when I grab them, it'll actually steal some of their shield from them when I do it. So it makes it even easier to drop them really quick. I'm kind of an ambusher. That's how I roll. Can I get her from here? Well, I'm going to. Boom! Get her. Yeah! Get the other sniper. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. I ulted on him. I don't think I got him, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. Run, 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 run. Ah. Overcommitted. I should have got the one, jumped out. It was a good try, though. That one. But, yeah. I mean... I'm only showing the one character right now. Oh, see? There's people already going off in chat. But playing a different one is completely different. These characters do not feel the same to me at all. So you're really going to have to tinker and figure out which ones you like the most. It may be a good idea, this just occurred to me, is to use the campaign mode to try out characters, get a really good feel for them and their abilities before you go into multiplayer with them. Because if you just grab one and go into it, yeah, they tell you what the abilities do, but you're not really... The way they work is going to be deceiving, especially when it comes to the talents they have and things like that. Oh, let's go. Oh, I missed her. Eat that. Ulti. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Fire everywhere. Yeah. They're kind of trashing us right now. We haven't done anything to them, and they have pretty much met. They've got us down to 50% right now. So we are most likely going to lose, but that's okay. I don't get too, especially on a game that I don't know enough about. Hey, I took the sniper out, and that's not good. Run, 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 run. Oh no! I ran straight into a sunspot. That was bad. Penetrate enemy shields. There we go. So there you have it, guys. We have 3 very different games coming out in May. A lot of decisions that you're going to have to make. If you want, and this is what I've got so far, if you want something that's more complex and it's a more strategic first-person shooter, Battleborn may be the one for you. It also has the co-op element going for it. If you want a fun, team-based first-person shooter with multiple classes and abilities with no campaign but multiplayer only, you would go for Overwatch, which is $20 cheaper, being at $40. And from what I've seen thus far, Doom is taking a back seat. Doom is going to be third, but that is dependent on what their campaign looks like, because I haven't got a chance to try that, and the campaign could be what make or break that one. That one I think is going to be more focused on the single player, specifically because it's being made by Bethesda. So if you want that, then you're going to go with Doom. All 3 are coming out in May. All of them are first-person shooters with multiplayer elements, and I don't think very many people out there can buy all 3 of them. It's just the reality. We got him. I died, but I got the assist. 3 to 5. Not that great. Got 3 kills, died 5 times. But that's kind of what looks like the entire team is doing, except Leroy. They're pretty much smashing us. Yep. We are going to lose this match. As a matter of fact, I think we just had someone leave it. There you have it, folks. Battleborn by Gearbox, coming out May 3rd for the full price release of $60. If you like what you see here and you like similar content in the future, give me a subscribe. Let me know which one you're going to pick. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments which one you're most excited for and which one you don't like. Until then, my name has been Asher, and I'll see you guys on the next Steam Shuffle. Take it easy.